Hello, hello! Welcome one, welcome all to another Zen Wednesday. Well, no point in waiting because the game itself is going to go at a nice, relaxing pace on its own. And with a nice bit of Zelda music that you guys started off with, let's go ahead to Free Monkey Park. Alright. Indiana October, year free. So we effectively have 4 years to get a lot of people at a good rating. And to get us started, we have one heck of a moneymaker. Well, as always, let's do this standard checklist. Check what research is done, what things are done. We got balloons, but no food. That's going to take people off in a hurry, so shops and stalls, full funding. It's always a little strange if you make your first thing you jump for shops and stalls. It guaranteed no matter what this is at, as long as it says unknown, the first thing you will get is that. So they could have been researching a roller coaster and then just out of nowhere, oh, well maybe we can't put to practice these friction physics towards making a better hamburger. Next up in my list of things to do is this wonderful roller coaster. It's nice, but it's missing two things. One, the emergency brakes here to prevent people from dying. For some reason I always find those a little bit important. The next being, we've got to add a photo thing to it, because of course photos equal money. So we've got time for this. Let's figure out how best to do it. And let's get time rolling again. Now, the park boundaries themselves aren't grand. We have room to work with, but it's going to be awkward. So many hills. So we're going to have to figure out which way we want to go about this. We're hurting a little bit for rides, although we got some roller coaster options here. Roller coaster's always a bit pricey go with lots of boring stuff, so we're definitely going to start off on the thrill ride side of things. Although, very first thing, if I forget to do this, it never alerts me that they think my park is cheap because my park is free. And, seems like a good price. Good price. Good price. And now for the rides everyone's only coming to the park for. Shut them down! I always feel like a little bit of a dick when I have to do this. Brakes, full speed. Brakes, full speed. I'm sure I could actually extend the stations to hold even more cars, but that's asking for a lot. I mean, how much do we currently got for each of these? 2 trains with 8 per car. If we extend it out, we'll probably be able to fit another train in there. Although, how long does a ride on one of these things take? As you might notice, and this is a fun little thing to do, hard as heck to set up, but you can actually sync with the adjacent stations. So with that set up, the train cars actually leave at the same time. This guy's got the longest. Five per, 6 per. So this thing can have free trains at 6 each. Meanwhile, this one cannot. So yeah, the 2 side ones would have to extend out if they want to match their middle brother there. This will probably be enough. I don't want to focus too much on something that's a fairly straightforward ride. I do want to make sure, though, none of these things will crash, and I just realized I left this guy at the same thing. Nope, you're going back. Oh yeah, if we're only doing 2 trains, we want it full up. So time to watch and see what happens. Yeah, this park is just made to make money, which will be useful for us. Should we do a concession as soon as they enter? Tricky, but yeah, let's move it a little bit back to here. Oh, I thought I told this one to run. Apparently not. I am not clever. Center of the fair, free maps, except for roller coasters. And that's the one thing I remember about this map. The roller coasters everywhere you don't want it to be. Free maps for all. So while it's doing that, shop stall. Let's throw in some thrill rides. A little bit rare to hear a good Tetris remix, but always nice. And since we got them, we might as well have them. Although this time we'll charge enough to offset its costs. Or most of the costs. That message is why we give free maps. But people are fools to do, but we are at least making a nice park. Open. Demolishing lights to produce benches. Touch silly, but it works. Wonderful, wonderful Tetris. Still considered probably the most perfect game that's ever been made. For number... Souvenir stall? What a jip! You can't eat souvenirs, and park entry fee is very cheap as people are leaving. Best value park in the country. Well, sure, if you want a single roller coaster and souvenirs. I may have picked a less than optimal spot for my food stand. Oh, I know what I'll do. So yeah, right off the bat, we've lost basically 2 months purely on research for things. Oh well, at least people can walk around with bears. Cuddly bears. Awesome bears. Okay. Always one of my favorites because it adds a bit of fun, is not ridiculously expensive to build, and does things right. Oop, pardon me. Sorry about that. Back already. Okay, I figure out where would be a good spot for this. I'm thinking around here if we can fit it between all the coastering. And we can! They get to have a good view of everyone screaming their heads off. Always as high as possible. And that should line up quite nicely with the footpath. Yeah, it's not the optimal length, but it'll work. So now let's go down to the brickwork. Like I said, you always want to build the paths out here fast, because otherwise people will fall through and drown, and they don't like your park when they drown in it. Bench because. Always a happy ride. There we go, something that isn't vomit-inducing. Oh, I forgot that. I'm a touch out of it today. Close down the fun ones. You see, we messed something up here. We're not getting the optimal bang for our buck, or in this case, the optimal buck for our bang. We need photos. We need pictures of Spider-Man. Or not so much. Not 100% sure where I was going with that. Oops, not a booster. These are fun, but that ain't what we want. I love that there's the smiley faces to indicate there's a camera there, when it's just a matter of, alright, if you don't hit it, and if you don't smile in time, we're gonna shoot you off the tracks. And one down here. There we go. I always like to make pictures cheap. That way everyone gets one. Strangely, this same price for a park only works on the same type of roller coaster. The moment you build another roller coaster with a camera, it doesn't work anymore. Kind of weird that way. Anyway, open all. No problem. Nice to see you around. Thanks a lot. Yeah, I'll probably be here when you get back. Hat stall. Ooh, we're losing another month of research. Oh, I suppose hats are nice. This is an evil park. My people are going to be starving. This goes against everything I stand for. Slide, nice, boring, makes people happy. Still one of the most exotic slides I've seen. No queue for it because otherwise even a length of a few spots would probably tick people off. Unlimited. I'll say I do enjoy how well this roller coaster has been overall synced. They come out of here, they do a little bit of an upward spiral, and then by the time they get here, they're almost all in sync with each other. And at that point, that physics model I talked about last time actually comes into effect. Roller coasters with more weight react differently than those without, and weight in the front, of course, reacts different to weight in the back. Now, it's not perfect, but it is very interesting to see. It also makes this one of the hardest ones to add cameras to, because you never want to adjust a section of track that's already been pre-designed. Like here, they're almost always in sync. There's a reason why when in demo mode at the very beginning, this is one of the main places that keeps showing up. I think the guy who made this had a lot of pride in his work. Hats. Why did it have to be hats? What's this? Huh, never heard of that. Love the remixes from the oldies. So, yeah, hats. We can do something amazing with hats. You know what that is? We can make them colors. I have a blue motif going on, so let's stick with it. Is that blue? I can't tell, I'm a little bit colorblind. Hats are actually kind of amusing, because when people put them on, they will, in fact, have the, color on their head. So over time, we'll start noticing people walking around with blue on their heads. I think I just saw more comments that our park is cheap. So go us. Alright, bit by bit we're getting things started, even if we're not getting the wonderful, wonderful shops we need. But bit by bit, step by step, inch by inch. Okay, what do we want to throw on here next? As fun as it is to start up building a roller coaster, with the amount of money I have now, even if I took out a full loan, I wouldn't be able to build the ones I like. So I go to town on them. Log Flume is a bit more tempting, although if I remember correctly, we get something that's admittedly a lot easier to build to a point where it's actually kind of boring, but kind of more fun to see, something I don't think existed in a regular game. So, I'll save that then. Swinging ship. I think I know just the spot for this guy. Maximize territory. Admittedly, I think this breaks a lot of rules, but heck, I'll work with it. Never want to build a queue that's longer than how many people can actually fit inside of the ride itself. Deforestation at its finest. Always go cheap, always go for most. Well, for people that are starving, they're doing rather happy. 28th. Okay. So we got that good and started. What next? What next? What next? Car ride, tempting, Ferris wheel, haunted house. It's simple, it's basic, but it gets the people. And when we get the people, we get success. Hey, we got a spot for it already. Nice. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, that's probably going to be best. Haunted house over an edge in an area of land that's less than optimal. Yeah, I like that. Actually, remove that. There. Then, ooh, we can't hit the land just right. Although if we level this out, put that down there. Lower this. Lower that. Level that. And ta-da, we have a haunted house. One of the simplest rides, and I had to make it hard. Already we're doing a bit decent with the rating. And we managed to make people stop complaining about getting lost. We should probably start working on another kiosk back here. Even though we don't have the food set up yet, it'd be nice to at least offer people more maps, because weirdly enough, we still have people in the park that don't know their way around. Although I suppose if I was in a park and I just heard, hey, they spontaneously just built something new about 5 seconds ago, I would be a little bit slow on the uptake as well. I remember the vanilla game not having the set price as same throughout park option, which as you can imagine was more than a little tedious. Every time you had to build a stand, you have to go through, set them all manually. And that's always a fun experience. Maybe roller coaster in the way. Well, yes, it's in the way, but it's not in the way, it's just in the way. And now we add the benches, which can't go there. So they'll go everywhere else. I suppose it makes some sort of sense that benches can't be put on slopes, but it's always irritating. Trash cans can, though. Trash cans can. That's more of a tongue twister than it should be. Ooh. We actually have some flowers in this area. We're gonna probably want some more of these guys. Hot dogs! Well, it's not what I was dreaming for, but they'll work. It's a food product. And it's not hats. We don't have to make people eat their own hats anymore. Yeah, what do we want to research? Yeah, back to thrill rides. I'll probably go back to shops later on, but hot dogs are enough to get us started. I know the entry fee is very cheap. It's intentional. The rest of my park sucks. Water flowers. He's watering the flowers. I do love that the flowers, doesn't matter how bad they get, as long as they get watered, at some point they instantly recover. I always found that a bit amusing. Alright. Money for the Mungud. And I actually find this level easier, though, because of these roller coasters here, than the last one, which, alright, the last one was just make sure your park is worth so much, and all you have to do for that is keep building without end. But this one, you have just so much steady income, and everything's already done for you. Effectively, it's make sure your people are happy, which is not a hard goal in this game. Give them a hot dog, they'll be thrilled. Slime's here? No? No. It's weird, each of these stalls take up a different set of height. And sometimes they're just too big. Alright, so food's open to everyone. He's fixing... rock and or roll. Okay then. We're starting to earn a decent clip of money. Only had a $5,000 loan. How much of a loan can we take out? 15 grand, not much. It's gonna be tricky building a roller coaster in this park. I still find it very amusing that a circus gets boring. Don't get me wrong, I don't expect it to be the thrill ride of the century or a boring ride of the century even, but it's a circus. How does a circus over time become one of the most despised and disliked attractions? I know how SeaWorld feels. That was probably a bit of a low blow. Alright. Oh, we get the pretty one. I don't like the orange one. I like this one. Is that pink and white? I don't know. Either way, it's not good enough. How much height do the elephants need? Super roller coasters ruining my Carnival of Horror. Oh yeah, forgot about this. Mowing the lawn gets especially pointless even if you do care about it, because you can just mow it yourself. You don't, as long as you don't click and move the mouse by mistake. Boom, mowed. This doesn't have the line mowings, but Hand of God mowing, I think, in many ways works just as well. Okay, we're gonna put something else there because this guy doesn't want to move. The animals are too fat. So I'll just slam this guy over here. And like last time, it's going to be nice and free because the people otherwise just start despising it. But it gets people in the front door, gives people options, and having one or two free rides is always a useful thing. Circus show mode, no other mode. You know, these things are loading up with the peeps. Probably could charge more, but over time people will get bored of it. Okay. Cycle Railway. Not quite what I was hoping for. We should probably try to expand out on the back area a bit. Maybe create a path system back there. It doesn't sound like a half bad idea. Let's try to expand the park a bit. Now, because this is going to expand with nothing around, And as you may notice, these people, for no reason at all, like to just follow things, and they do this. Get back there. I'm going to add another wonderful thing that got added in with the expansions. Probably one of the most valuable things. A sign from God that says, "Do not enter." And here's where the game gets unrealistic. People obey. Do not enter. Dangerous stuff this way. Alright. Happy Land is now closed. No entry. Happy Land's gone critically negative. So I'm just going to create a bit of a random path back here because it's cheap enough. See through scenery. Gotta see where we're building. Could have made this right along. Always love doing this. Confuses the hell out of people. We should make it a level though. We might want to connect something to it for whatever reason. Tree. I do enjoy how it's just silhouettes of trees. It makes it easier to tell what's still there. Even if not perfect, but something's better than nothing. Too cheap. I'm okay with that. Now we link all this up. And there we go. Extra bit of real estate setup. The reason I'm doing it this early on is because if I don't, and at the end I'm just going to be struggling for space. At least with this, I'm able to now add to it as my heart desires. So then, what next? Oh yeah, one downside of no entry signs, staff will ignore it. Not a huge downside, but a little bit annoying at times all the same. So... Cycle Railway. Yeah, that's a boring ride. Why do... Yeah, I said thrill rides. I think I should fire these guys. Still, I might want to do something with the Cycle Railway, just because. Where can I build it? It's sort of like the car ride and almost every other. It's the same thing. Not that it's necessarily bad, it's just, well, it's a boring ride. Shall we make it the first ride of Extendo Land? Very possibly. Yeah. This looks like a good spot to get us going. Always have to create that one little outcropping of land so I can start this off at the right height. Oh yeah, that thing can't go high at all. Admittedly, if I was just riding on a bike, I don't think I'd want to go too high either. curiosity, how many cars can this currently support? 12. And if I take this off, how many cars can this currently support? 12. And if I take this off, how much can it support? 12. Okay. I just wanted this thing to go up and down. How many cars can it support now? 11. My mistake. Oh, that creates a bit of a weird thing. We want this higher and lower simultaneously. It's a little bit sad that a walking path can get higher than this thing can. Let's see. If we build it out this way. Can we do that? This is up to 12, this is up to 12. And now, that's a different ride. 11. So we need one more than that. And then we can start doing stuff with it. I'd make a guess too high. Nice, slowly, surely. I take it back. This isn't like the car ride. This is more like a land-based boat ride. Which, you know, painfully boring, but place A to B. That's okay, just go right on through. Gotta have this thing above the path, and yet just slow enough that it's under everything else. We don't need anything pretty. And that does a sudden drop. Roller coasters ruin everything. Well, I think I just figured out what I'm going to do with that little area. I think I got a nice little 3x3 ride I'd like to shove there. Ooh, nice. We can have this go over this part of it. River Ride. I think that's the one I was thinking about. Yeah, I'm actually fairly positive of it. So there's that. And there's a certain gentle ride I want. Moneymaker Ride. 2 high versa parts. Oh yeah, you don't have a problem with this one. The problem you have is one Twisto-Vision. Still too high? How'd you get over there, but this counts as too high? Oh! Yes, this is silly. There's no support there. What? Lowest common denominator. The designers of this place are a touch silly and special. Hey, that tree wasn't in our way. Ooh, our own S-Bend, hoisted by our own Picard. I'm trying to extend this out now because with 12 cars, that's going to be a bit tricky to fit them all in the course at the same time. Definitely one of the hardest things to overall build. Alright, we'll do 11. And that should give him a nice little tour of nothing. Honestly, this is probably one of my top 3 rides I would never actually ride. Alright. I do love that it doesn't even have a test option. Kafka, definitely not Zen-like in the least, but awesome all the same. Yeah, okay, we're gonna adjust the land a little. Kafka is basically a pre-Joker Joker. Well, to be fair, Joker was out before him. Actually, there's an interesting thought experiment. Was Kafka inspired by the Joker? It's a bit terrifying to think that way. Alright, here you go. New ride. Boring as all hell. Enjoy. Please enjoy. I don't have much else going for me right now, so take my ride. Enjoy it. Use it. Abuse it. You're actually having to do labor, too, which is the part that never quite got me about this ride. Admittedly, we don't have anyone coming into the park that's handicapped, so I suppose it makes some sense. Anyway, River Ride! This is an interesting one. It's like a simplified log flume that makes money. I'm sure you've seen them before, and I think Corkscrew Follies is the way they got introduced. I don't remember seeing it in a vanilla game. The basic premise of this is each of the cars holds a bunch of people, and you more or less do one big drop. Any more than that, they start getting bored. So where should we build this thing? This guy does require a ton of room. Right in between. We're going to spend a lot of money reworking the land for the initial start of it. Ooh, there's an idea. Yes, I like that idea. I'm gonna send it right underneath the path over here. So that'll give us a little bit of room for the entrance of it. Because we only need to go down by one to get underneath this path. Because the path's already one above us. So get them started with a nice little dip. But yeah, this one takes so long to rev up and get going higher. It's nice to just have it start off from the get-go. Seven boats. Yeah, I think we have to do full length to get as many boats as possible, and even then, it's not the usual 12. Yeah, 9 boats only. Now, that's not a problem, considering each boat can hold a lot of people. 8 boats. Yeah, let's go to 9 boats. U-boats. Oh, miniature golf. Truly one of the most exciting events, and you go to a amusement park to play it. Next time someone says, why do you do anything on Twitch, I'm just gonna say, well, I could be playing miniature golf at a park, but nah, I decided I like Twitch better. Tree. Oh, that's a hell of a dive. Shall we send them through a mountain? Yes, let's. This is also one of those rides you cannot properly test. Just for the raw fact that a fully loaded car will always react drastically different to the empty ones. And I mean in a massive way, to the point where I actually set this ride so that it never goes until it's got a full one. We're racing the hill of the upcycle. So we'll do one more dive that leads right into the back. This may not seem like much, but getting up these hills takes forever for a full car. I wish I could do a partial tunnel for the curves. Sadly, it's Nerf or nothing. What? No. Wrong. Let's screw it, one more up. And into the mountain with you. There we go. A wonderful crapping your pants awesome ride. Going underground tends to be one of those things that isn't always beneficial, but sometimes is. And then a nice little boring entrant back to the base. It doesn't matter where you place the exit, but you always want the entrance towards the middlemost of the cars. If you put it at the, well, like on a roller coaster, if you put the entrance at the back, as soon as the people start coming in, like this one sadly, they have to walk up here to get to their seats. But on something like this, where if I load up the cars, each car is right here taking up one tile, all the people that come in here get right in it, and it just goes. It speeds up how fast any ride will actually run. Obviously, ones like the haunted house and whatnot, you can't adjust that any. But every little bit, right? And temporarily delete this so I can actually queue it up properly. Alright. Minimum waiting time, we want a bit of a delay. Just because they will bump into each other, because each person has their own individual weight, which always comes across weird to me. But fat people are next to skinny people all the same. Alright. Let's see. Price should probably be good. We don't want a maximum waiting time. We want this to last as long as it takes to fill up a car, which is usually fairly long. And where the hell are you going? Is that minimum waiting time? Okay, that car is just off on its own now. A lot of people don't like to get onto rides while they're raining, including water rides, which is something I've never quite gotten. Let's see now. We're probably gonna see it jump up. Yep, not while it's raining. One of the most common thoughts. I'm hungry. I've been working on that. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I just saw something. All these people got their maps when they first came in. Did their map just automatically update with the new ride? It's like, boom, there's a new ride in existence. Oh yeah, these guys are almost undoubtedly going to hit this. Oh, and look, 2 of these cars filled up, 32 people on the ride already. We are going to make bank off this thing. Oh, well, I didn't want it to go. We might as well watch what happens. The boat won! Whee! Sploosh. Now, if we watch boat 2, you're going to notice there's going to be a slight difference here, and it actually may cause me to rethink this a little bit. Where boat 1 started to hit the up part, boat 2 is going to go a little bit flying. Which is always a little bit amusing to watch, of course. That's it, inches up there. This is what I was talking about. This ride, you want it short, because if it's not short, they are going to get mad at you. It's the same thing as the log flume, that whole, I want to get off this ride I just got on. I'm bored. I looked at a ride that looked like it took a few minutes, and I figured it was a few minutes too long, but I still got on it. Nearly 50 miles per hour. And then they go up this one a bit, which is nice. This is also one of the only rides I know of that traveling at 0 mile per hour. That's kind of impressive, I have to admit. It may occasionally jump to the grand highs of 1. As car 2 catches up. That's with a 20-second delay between these two, and these two are that close to each other. Ghost Train. I saw it happen last time we used to do Ghost Train. You want to go off the rails like a crazy train. Alright. Well, this guy's in heavy use. Weirdly enough, there's actually a delay between them. Well, between the end of this and the start of it. So, let's see. Medium? I don't understand the people in my park. Oh well, they're having fun. That's all that counts. And they're giving me money, which is actually what counts even more than the fun. So, length ride, 2 minutes and 50 seconds. And we have 11, so 120, 170. So a 10-second delay isn't quite enough, so let's jump up to 12. It's not perfect, but that should space these guys out to be a near continuous loop. I like having people come and go. Oh, these guys all seem fun, and it seems safe. I could probably extend it out a bit, but, well, let's see what the happiness is for this guy. High, medium, low. We're adding another 50 cents onto this price. Easier to design than the log flume and often much more successful. Let's get similar ratings. Price was a little bit much to put up, considering each of these parts cost more. But look at how many people it holds. I mean, right now, 80 people are on this thing, and that number's only growing. I should, even though with a low nausea, it still got nausea, so slapping down benches. Very cheap. 25, yeah, that's very cheap. We've actually got real rides now. Alright, time to slap down some more boring things. Crooked House, yes, the second most hated thing ever. And as discussed last time we were playing, the most hated thing is space rings. Intensely high nausea, no excitement or intensity. It is the most boring ride in existence, and I've had people at 10 cents say it was too much. Plus, makes my janitors work overtime. It's the only ride I absolutely refuse to build. The Crooked House is awful, but I'm willing to actually invest money into it just to get something else in my park. But where? In the middle of people's food? Oh yeah, I got the free-by-free spot. This guy can't fit there though, he's too tall. I must admit I don't fully understand how the Crooked House works. I mean, is it just something you walk through that's a little bit weird? Is it sort of a fun house? Was Funhouse trademarked? I wouldn't be surprised. I've heard some weird stuff before. Free, good, go. And then, what was it? Yes, here we go. This guy should be low enough to fit in the little nook we made for ourselves. I think. Possibly. New plan. Is there anything we have that's 2x2? Because if that couldn't fit there, nothing else can. Actually, no, there is one thing. It's going to take us a while to get it, but I have one last thing I could probably slap down there. It's not coming for a bit, so we're going to ignore it for now. Ferris wheel. Yes, the almighty boring Ferris wheel. If people pay. Well, we're going to leave it free, backwards, and knock it down to 1. Optimal settings for the Ferris wheel. So, we're nearing the end of year 1, and our goal of have at least 1,400 in the park with a rating of 600 is well on its way. We have over half that at 803, and our park rating is at 803. We're at no wait, that's guess. Park rating is 909. Ooh, yeah. I pride myself on having happy people. I love this. Get off the ride to immediately cheer and get back on. So fun. Okay, we're starting to make a bit of bank. But we haven't unlocked the one... No! No, 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 no! You guys are bad at development! I have a problem with the mini golf, and I may build it once just to show it off, but it can actually trap people. You can actually get a man trap inside of this, because each person that comes in waits behind the last person that's there. No one plays through or skips holes or anything of the sort, which means you start getting this weird backup at one of the longer holes, and actually you can see it here. It's the one that's got the curvature on it. Tends to take longer than any of the other holes, which, as a result, unless it's the very first hole, people just keep coming through, queuing up, and then at this one hole, you actually get a line of dozens of people waiting. They're all sharing one body, so space-wise it doesn't show, so you don't have any initial glance, until you notice a lot of people complaining or really unhappy. And because they paid to start playing mini-golf, they don't stop. Even though it's like, I've been waiting here for 5 months, but I still must play. They're like the worst customers in retail ever. I'm unhappy and I demand you fix it, although I'm still gonna keep doing what makes me unhappy. Yeah, that's not the one I wanted. Wrong monorail. Wrong-o-rail. Monorail. Such a fun word. Monorail, 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 monorail. Merry-go-round. Monorail. Mono-go ferry. Money! Let's see how much this thing's raking in for me. Oh, yeah. It's got a little bit of a running cost to it, but nothing too extreme. As always, my main income is the entrance, which I top out at about 60, but let's keep it going all the same. Okay. Ah yes, this weird thing. This is what I was thinking about earlier, that's a bit... These two are almost interchangeable. Because max height above ground, this can go slightly higher. Yeah. I mean, I suppose this is a little bit more fun for the people, just because it's more to do, whereas this is just pressing the gas pedal. But it's one of those things where you tend to build one or the other in a park, you don't build both. And I'm still waiting for... What I'm waiting for is the actual monorail, as silly as it sounds. The monorail allows me to build something that goes from one end of the park to the other, around the edges. This park... I can't really do it over there, so I'll probably do 1, 2, 3 stations for it. That's going to be a little bit boring. I might have that zip around a little bit. But monorails often get over 100 people on them, and just allows you to fill portions of your park that are a bit more empty. Like over here, fairly popular. Well, obviously that road's blocked, but still. Peeps all the same. Safest park in the country. Yay, I haven't killed anyone intentionally. Although staff. Ooh, yeah, I'm lacking on staff. I knew I was making too much money. It's way down the line, but there's one park in the third game. Well, not the third game, although I think it's there too. In the third expansion, that there is no money. You start off unlimited money. It's just make an astounding park with so many people at so much happiness. And it's a very high amount, but when you have no money, it's an easy feat. So it's usually used as a sandbox screw-around mode, because no money. But inside of it, since there is no money, first thing you should always do is just max all these out. You have no reason not to have max everyone. Admittedly, I think there's a max total staff and not individual staff. Yes. Yes! Feed me income. What are you thinking? You're great. Hungry. Oh wait, changing. Feel sick. Great, great, great. Hungry. Need to go to the bathroom. Where should I... we got a decent bit of concessions standing around. I should probably get more than the hot dogs, though. Their hot dogs are pretty bad when it comes to hunger fulfillment. I always like having options, but after all the time we wasted with them, I'd rather get our stuff going first. I suppose once we get the monorail, I'll start working on that while letting them grind away at it. Whew. Pardon me for a second, I just noticed the overlay is a little bit off. That's weird. Why is that not showing up? Pardon me for a second, let's see if this fixes it. No? I have missing text. It's in the right render order. XSplit I don't think likes me. There it goes. And the off chance you didn't know that I was playing Roller Coaster Tycoon. I need to come up with a technical difficulty song. Or a steel one. I'm not sure which. Come on, I've actually got lots of money. Give me a monorail. Chairlift, not even close. Chairlifts are nice, but only for really massive parks or really awkwardly designed. This one's going to be a little bit tricky to fit a monorail in, but definitely doable. Alright. Turn all those in. We don't have one of these, though. Let's get the Famout 5000 up and running. Also a pretty bad ride, but every ride draws people. Never say no to a ride unless it's the space rings. And in that case, just say no. Just say no to space. Should I make a government joke about NASA funding at that point? Yeah, Famout here. That works. Sure, it's a little shorter than I'd like, but why not? Benches everywhere! Yay, we got the ride we didn't want. I will say, I respect the fact that, intentionally, this game has been set up in such a way that every map, every one of these, has its own layout of what will unlock when. And while you can sort of manipulate it, for instance, information kiosk is almost guaranteed to always be first if it isn't unlocked already, you, at the same time, just go through it and pick out how you want everything set up. What's nice that way. Like, for instance, yeah, I don't have the monorail, but right now I'm just pushing brute force through gentle rides. I'm going to get the monorail. Oh yes, this was a weird one. What next? What next? So much money, so little time, so few monorails. Well, we have loads of time, so gotta slow down a little bit here. Mostly because I can't just keep plonking everything down, and I do want to keep building up my money. So I'm just gonna go through things one bit at a time. It is Zen Wednesdays, after all. Slow and steady bores the people. What? I should really start building on that side of things. Oh! Crooked House is completely out of order. Yeah, let's build in our kiosk section over there and open things up. Yeah, that's not a bad spot for it. Well, kind of is, but not horribly. I'm not trying to do work on it. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. That gives us 6 places total, and we got 7. We're bad at counting. Let's do some slight adjustment to the path itself. Gives us the ability to add 2 more shops. So when we get a burger stand or something that doesn't suck, we'll be able to just slam it, jam it in here. This also gives us more seating room. Because seats can only be done on the flat sections of land. Nowhere else, because... And if you ask why, that's why. Oh, get over here. Food, drink. Balloon. Find it a little bit amusing that the soda stand takes care of first, when in fact, soda actually dehydrates more than it hydrates. Well, most of the time. Oh, this is where the hat stand actually kind of does get neat. And the balloons too, to be fair. You can change their color, so you have conflicting hats or conflicting balloons. Wait. Oh, that's apparently already been done. Like, this stand is yellow, the other stand's blue, so you got blue hats and yellow hats. These little stall areas, I think, are the key to making the people happy. Since these little areas provide all of the miscellaneous necessities, because if we look at the needs chart of the average Joe, who's frilled. Happiness. Alright, that's just general due to rides. Energy. Provided by soda and a few other things like ice cream, a little bit here and there. Hunger. Well, that's also taken care of by here. First, nausea, that's benches, but a lot of people double up the areas, so that works too. And bathroom. Ta-da! Side note, anyone who actually charges for a bathroom is an evil, evil, evil bastard. So I'm expecting a lot of people do. They're loading this up with trash cans. If you don't have enough seats around, what usually tends to happen is someone decides, oh, well, there's not enough seats, so I can't sit here, so I'm going to start walking around. And unless you've actually scattered your park with trash cans and such, that almost always leads to them walking outside of where the bins are and just throwing it on the ground, which, admittedly, I would think it's still better than vomit, is about just as bad. Alright. That's kind of close, and there isn't much back here for now, but... Sell the banner. So, next few rides we build have to be on this back road to actually make it worthwhile. But for now, people actually start using it. Bumper cars! Gives us something to throw back here, but come on. Oh well. To quote Coach, bumper cars. Really? We need any more of this? Really? don't understand bumper cars logic in this game either. I think the person who programmed this didn't realize how fun bumper cars could be. Admittedly, in real life, bumper cars is one of those rides that have been ruined in many parks. You're not allowed to actually impact each other. You just have to go around in a circle that's controlled with no or low impacts. Don't go out of your way to hit other people. Don't actually use the bumper of the bumper cars. And whatever you do, don't possibly make someone else upset. I have free. Yeah, I think anytime I've tried increasing the time limit, it's just pissed people off. Which again, yeah, I think whoever made this hates bumper cars. He hates fun, that's all there is to it. Never mind that he apparently loves this thing. To be fair, as far as a park simulator goes, this is definitely one of the best ones I've ever come across. I played a few others. Sim Theme Park, ooh, I just turned off of that one in record time. As a note to anyone who's watching live, if you decide that you want to listen to something a little bit different, you can actually go to the OC Remix website at ocr.rainwave.cc and vote on the next song that's coming up in the list. You can even nominate songs to increase their odds of being picked next and just adjusting the list that way. So anyone listening in can actually partake in what music they want to hear. For why I love this radio station. In addition to having songs of all types and remixes from all places, it also does things in a very unique way. Very cheap. Well, let's fix that, shall we? I don't think I'll raise the price for a while more after that. We got a good bit of spread going on. Gentle ride. Come to me, my pretty. Come on, monorail. Admittedly, it's something that's a little bit strange, but is part of that whole picking and choosing depending on the map. There are times where, even if you drain an entire system, like thrill rides or boring rides, the one you're looking for may have been intentionally left out. It's always a little bit amusing. Metroid. Need new Metroid game. But they're giving us a new Star Fox. Ah. Which do I want more? Oh yeah, this guy's got a near-perfect sync going on. That's wonderful. There's just something nice about seeing an even spacing of all the cars along the ride. Medium. Why is it medium? Do you people not know fun? Oh yeah, so let's just view the Crooked House. Whoa! This is about as plain as it gets. In 5, how does that work? Why are you jumping? You're the same fools that refuse. Whoa! Circus show? Also, this makes less sense because if we look at these two. The circus costs a little bit more, well, almost double, but if we compare that to River Ride, running costs 176 per hour. Alright, even though I'm sure the water bill in this thing must be asinine, I'm pretty sure animals cost more than that. If this is just a circus of clowns, no wonder everyone hates it. Yes! We're mono-railing! And that kills the gentle rides category, so go into the thrill rides. Actually, no. After you give me that rail, I want burgers. I think there's still a number of people complaining they're hungry. And sick. Yeah, we want that monorail. Hungry, yep. Oh, and it updated. That's so... I'm not sure how you do it. It's like there's a... It almost feels like there's multi-threading in this game, where more than one processor is used at a time. But this game came out long before that. It's like he managed to set it up so that bits and pieces of an update would be done at a time to avoid lag. It's kind of beautiful, and this whole thing was programmed in assembly. I've done stuff in assembly. It hurt. This is just one of the... I have to say, this is probably the best program game I've ever played. Considering it runs just as well now as it did before when I was running it off of a toaster. No, that's not fair. My current toaster has more processing power than my old computer. Alright. Where should we build this thing? Probably start it over here and just have... yeah, around there. Although, will this monorail come with the large cars? Because that's the other thing. The monorail doesn't count for jack unless you have the large cars with it. We'll have to find out. Well, it does have the small cars, but they hold so much less. It's one of the few ride improvements that's pretty much mandatory. Yay! And it includes large monorail train. Yes, we don't have to waste several months getting it unlocked. Always want to do longest station for this guy. Always. It's a fact of life. If you don't do longest station, you're not going to be able to hold the most cars, which does make it a bit painful to make sometimes, considering if you don't do the longest station... Zips up, zippity zop. If you don't make the longest station, then you're gonna run into probably some problems, and you gotta do it at every stop. It can't just be the one. Every stop that's the longest station. If it's not, it's just gonna suck. Thinking about putting a stop. I suppose over here will work. 2 hour supports. That works. 2 hour supports. That doesn't work. Tree in the way. Now this is gonna kill it. The monorail, whenever it starts up, tries to build up a little bit of speed and then just grinds on the uphill parts. Although you can send it flying on the downhill parts. I don't know why it doesn't fly off, but I'm very thankful. A death count in the hundreds would probably fare badly for my park. So this downhill stretch, it's just gonna snap people's necks at this part. But yeah, monorail is almost always a loved ride by people here. Not 100% sure why, but it is. And it's just high enough most of the time that you can keep it out of the way. You put it around the edges of your park to prevent getting in the way of everything else. Got a nice little bit of beauty to it because of that. And now station. Platform too long, and we keep it moving. Where do we want to build the next section of it? Wonder, could we just slap a bit of it over here? That seems likely. And again, they're gonna snap their necks on this curve. I always found it amusing. A lesser goal of mine is to make a monorail that's too intense for the average person. I don't know how it would be done, but I kind of want to see it. Oh, I know, I'll just build it actually above. Although, with that in mind, it's going to be rather short, so let's hype it up a little. That section's a little short, but it's got its highs and lows, at least. It's the mono coaster. It's gonna be fun connecting the path up to this section of it. And now this part's gonna be straightforward. We just have to get it back to there. Ooh, it's gonna be a long bit. Oh, I guess I get to enjoy seeing the sights of screaming people begging for death. I should really make Mr. Bones' Wild Rides one of these times. The ride never ends. It took someone specially sick and sadistic to come up with that. I mean, yeah, everyone's killed people in Roller Coaster Tycoon. The moment you give that sort of power to anyone, they're going to abuse it. But trapping them there for years? Whew. Too high for supports. I'll tell you who's too high. Alright, I know this is a remix from Doom, but it makes me want to play Myst. There's an interesting question. Would Myst being one of the most famous games of all time, would it count as something for the mainstream Mondays, or should I include for Zen? That's tricky. Not sure which I'd want to count it as. Because it is a very calming game with a state of mind that's all its own. But it's still... Would it count as Zen? I mean, like, this, you can just sort of get in a mindset of time passing and letting it happen. That's... There's all that mystery solving and confusion and confuzzling. I honestly do not know what I would call it as. And these aren't lining up. No, not station. Fries! That's... better? Sure, I'll go with it. It gives people options. And that tends to be enough to shut them up. If I do that, and then straight away it gives the cart a little bit of a chance to resume its speed. Oh, you're kidding me. Just barely. Okay. How do we set this part up? That's probably as good as we're going to get. Then we have to do a bit of dancing around with the paths. But for now... Well, no. We want large. And I slightly cause a bit of problems by doing this. It is technically the less I can fit in total. But I like having one monorail per station. And the moment one leaves out, I just have it so the next one gets shoved out of the way. So that way, let's say each station has one, then this one moves. It goes over to this station, enters in, bumps this one out, which goes over here, enters in, bumps this one out, and you just get an ongoing repetitive circle. Oh, we're missing it. And we'll catch it with the second one. This is what I mean by a mono coaster. And then, whee! Buckle up, folks. This is your captain speaking. Oh my god, we're going to die. I might actually want to extend that part out. Although I might want to extend this part out. All I know is that people that are paying for this part get the longest. And happiest. So while it's doing its little test runs... Alright. So we linked that part up. Now what? And then straight down. This might actually work a lot better than I was expecting. Wow. I was figuring out how to do some really weird snake stuff with this, but that seems to have gotten it. And that'll balance them out and get this guy back at the start, so... Because the other thing is, whenever I turn this sucker on, I want to train at every station, that way someone at the very last station isn't having to wait like 4 minutes for a train to arrive. Ooh, it's about to rain! I gotta get this thing running! No, did that cancel the trains? Yes, it did. Not very bright at these things. I right-clicked on it by mistake, which counted as construction, which means that obviously I wanted to build stuff. Never mind, I was trying to kill a tree. More eternal deforestation. And is this... Wow, we're getting lucky with our path layouts. These things are actually fitting in nicely, rather than having to do any sort of weird razzmatazz to actually get them in there. This one's actually going to be the jankiest, and it's the one we started with. There we go. Oh, that guy needs to make it all the way back to base. That's going to take a while. Yeah, I had about 10,000 when starting that, and even with the constant income happening, you can see I killed about 6 grand of that. This is actually one of the smaller ones I've made, because I always make it around the edges. Partially tempting to build one there, but with such close entrances, it's a bit pointless. Ooh, the people are liking their hats. As we get closer to the finale, I'm just gonna drop balloons to nothing so we can get that wonderful spray of happy balloons everywhere. Station, station, stationed. Alright, you free. Get going. Trade places! Water slide. We're never building a water slide. Especially not a place that's getting this cramped. Actually, are we out of boring rides? Yeah, we are. I love how they're just casually called gentle rides, but even the little tab shows a guy falling asleep on them. On a game called Roller Coaster Tycoon, I wonder what the focus was for the programmer. Really, I'm thinking about building this. Yeah, we don't have enough exciting things, though. And no, we're not building the Deathmobile. Water slide. Otherwise known as I really don't like my people and I want them all dead. Running test results. Oh, there we go. Test results say that they don't have an answer yet, but I'm greenlighting this project. That's not awful. I mean, this part right here is still a bit short, but 59, 41, 1 minute 13. Ooh, balloon. Any balloon that's in the air, you can pop. I think you can even if you precisely click these ones, but I know it pisses off your guys to do it. I do love how all their merchandise disappears when they get on the tram, and the moment that you get off, you just see all these items appear. If it wasn't for it takes up the time to build actual rides, I'd always go for souvenir stalls and such. But I always try to get the balloon one anyway, just because the ending of the levels are fun. So 1,400, we're at 1,050. And if worst came to worst, we could actually probably pop the advertising campaigns to get the people in. But we're not even done year 2. And yeah, we're set for time. And what's the opinion of this guy? Medium. Yeah, nothing special, but enough to get the people around the park. Let's lower the price a little. Because this guy can load up quite a few people as well. 35, yeah. Oh, this was talking about with weights. Even though these guys have been leaving at the same times continuously, this car has more fat asses in it than this one, so that they were able to catch up on the downward slopes. It's part of why I put such a big delay in between each one. Okay. Now, since we got time... Yeah, same price, same everything. But we'll build the cycle one. Alright, the pre-builds, I respect them from a point of view of, oh, that's nice. But from a point of view of, where am I going to get room for this sort of thing? I do like this part, though. Gives you an idea of what sort of stuff you can do with it. In my case, it's rip people off. Ooh, And the monorail has spurred people to enter the park. I think the amount of people that come in on a ride purely depends on how many people can be held within it. So something small like this can bring in a few people, but a roller coaster or monorail brings in tons more. Ah, that's jumpy camera. Oh, I'm able to make a nice small station with this one. Specials, nothing. This ride is boring. We have to go out of our way to find ways to make it fun. But at least it's able to go up and down in the other directions. The heck? I just noticed this remix went from DuckTales on the Moon to Chrono Trigger. That was out of nowhere. I like it. And then zip down here to go underneath the monorail. Speaking of breaking my guys' necks, a little bit of G-force is good for the blood. I'm not sure how it calculates it, but I am near positive that it's programmed in there that rides that mix around with other rides actually do get more excitement. Which, in its own right, is plenty impressive. Yoshi! I kind of respect this as well. While there's a lot of weird things with the curves, like you gotta have the ground level even when there's not supports and such, a curve within a curve seems acceptable, because like, this doesn't count. There's a monorail in the way, but this, oh, it's fine, because I'm turning in within it. It's just all these interesting things that were added in. Things that a lot of modern games don't focus on nearly as well. Kinda sad. But then again, I suppose that's why you can't ever compare a classic to something new. Just because there's always going to be issues with the new. It's always better to try and stand out on your own rights. Ooh, River Rapids, yeah, we'll build that. Alright. This. That. How far down is this? Not very, so... Whoop, no, I said up. There you go. I love that these things are cycle-powered, and yet we can still test them out. Yeah, someone's pedaling inside of there. Test dummy Bill or something. Oh. River Rapids. This is a fun one, but I always have hit or miss results with it. If built right, it can bring you so much money. If built wrong, it's never horrible, but it's just not nearly as interesting. So it's a tricky, tricky one. And I have to find space for it. This guy... If these rides have been temperamental with heights and such, this one really gets it. Admittedly, he's much easier to get in small spaces. kick this guy up to 50 cents, open up, and put a wait time of 10 seconds. That should be enough to get a decent continuous thing going. We'll look at it again later. Might be able to fit it in there. It doesn't take up much room except for the ups and downs, but we can work around those. Yeah, why not? Now, I'm fairly certain I do need to max out the length for this one. Let's see if that should give us 12. So what happens if I delete 2 of these? 11. So we can have 1 less. It's a bit micromanagey, but I like knowing the length. Actually, we can put it on the other side too, which should make things a little bit easier in the final half. So many games I want to play on stream. Chrono Trigger's just another one. And oh, is it one. Probably one of the best time travel set of stories. Can we still slap an entrance on down here? Well, it says we... Yes, we can! Awesome! The reason for that is, like I was mentioning with this guy, where the people get on into it, where the entrance is, so they go straight entrance right onto the car. The same thing applies here, and it really does help out. It's part of why I put the entrance for the monorail more or less in the middle of the monorail. That way they don't have to walk all the way to the course of the platform. And people that are sick, or just some varying other stats, actually walk slower than others. You'll notice, there's lots of times where one person will outrun another, which means you get people that quickly get in, and then other people that are just inch, pass out. Let's get people spinning a bit. And then we drop them. Pretty sure a lot of these rides aren't safe by any sort of OSHA standard. Rapids, rapids. Fire! Yeah, we could probably zip this back and forth on itself a few times. Waterfall, waterfall, waterfall. Anti-fall. Actually, I should probably give it a little bit more of a length. This will probably be enough just because, like the water rapid, it takes forever to get up. Not nearly as bad as the water rapid, mind you, but it's still there a fair bit all the same. One last dive! Rapids, 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 rapids. And then one last drenching. Actually, no, I don't want to do one last drenching. We're gonna do Whirlpool. We're gonna washer it up. And then we finish it with a station. And this is yet another ride where the weight of the people makes all the difference in it. There we go. I will say, this park is working better for me than I was expecting. A lot of times when you have to deal with tons of hills... Oh yeah, the wall belly. It's an awful ride, but I got just a spot for it. But yeah, most of the time we have to deal with all these awful hills. It makes things a nightmare, but this park's been working with me fairly well. $1.50. With 20-second delay. No maximum. Full loads only. Final destination. Fox, go. Hey, we're making bank. I will say the income of this game is a little bit off because the people coming in are such a huge part of it. And you can't exactly depend on that, because when you build a new ride, you get a sudden spike, which means you're getting lots of money. And then you stop. So, ugh, it's such a back and forth, back and forth. Let's just watch these guys for a minute. We still have to wait for stuff to build. Back to the physics of this game. When I went around this corner, it started spinning, and each of the cars have like a rotational force to them, and just everything. It's amazing how well this is designed. Whee! Look at them spin. Ooh, and they're going the right way too. Bumpity bumpity bump. You see, if this was an empty car, on this portion down here, it would probably nearly stalled out over in the corner. Which, at that point, well, it could still make the rest because there's a steady, slow move, but doesn't represent what these people actually go through in their section. I've also found that these spinners are nowhere near effective when you're going at speed, which makes sense. But I just find it amazing that the longer you stay over top of it, the faster it makes it spin. Which logically makes sense, but takes effort from a programming standpoint. I mean, I don't know how long it took to make this game. I'm just shocked about how much effort went actually into these little details. Rumble strip. Spinny thing. I do like that, putting a spinny thing right before they get in, because as they're getting into the car, they get to do a nice spinny thing. Survey says... Oh, people are getting back into it. Oh yeah, the initial group never cheers. They somehow don't know how they feel about it until the excitement rating is official. As we wait, I don't know how they calculate this. I have no freaking clue. And I might actually have to make this longer. Ride time 53 seconds. Yeah, that's nothing. I could probably double that and I'd be happy. Medium, though. Yeah, it's a little bit close, but I don't think they're going to explode. Still, full ones only. Medium, low, low. Not bad. I've seen better, but I've seen worse. I've seen much worse. I've seen the apocalypse. 37 people on ride. Nice. And how's our real moneymaker doing? 107 people on ride. Oh yeah. I love this thing. The river ride is amazing. It just prints money. Ooh. And how long is this guy? 3 minutes, 43 seconds. Ooh, like, so let's up the delay. And that's still probably not going to be enough. Good value. I'm waiting for this thing to update because I know it's gonna. I want to go home. I want to go home. Hungry. Cash in pocket 0. Oh yeah, get the hell out of here. So I'm draining wallets. All your income is mine. And, oh yeah, we got the wall off. And we're finishing up year 2. One more to go. Oh no, it can't fit. Dang it. I had this spot picked out for everything, but for some reason, this car going through this car would probably equal death. And that'd make people sad, and angry, and mourning, and lawsuits. Well, let's build it over here. Let's see, which one is it? I love it. They have the max size one. Intensity rating of 11. Excitement 1.9. The why would anyone in their right mind ride this variant? Before I did number running on it, I used to always make it as high and as tall as possible. I'd actually bury it all the way down to the core of the map, just so it could have the extra height on it. Then I realized that does nothing. It actually causes people to have issues, to say the least. Go-karts! Ooh, those are always fun. Roller coaster of love. Hey, didn't I get a fry stall? I'm bad at this. What seat do I want to upset? That's probably the best one. It's always a little bit amusing kicking people out of their seats for this. Boom. And the fry stall is apparently tall because of Fryman. Fryman is by no means related to Frylock. Do not make that mistake. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna sell over there. Oh, nice size stream. And 75 people in there. Nice bit of income. Oh yeah, we got this in the bank. What's the happiness at? Ooh, we're getting there. We're almost there. I want to go home. Clean and tidy. I need to go to the bathroom. These are the people that are next to the bathrooms, aren't they? I love it. It's a free ride and there's still people refusing to go on it. Was it great? It's funny, by putting it in backwards rotation, the excitement and intensity go up by a tiny bit. I mean, it's small, there's almost no visible difference, but it goes up. Because I can. There we go. More people. More happiness. And what should I build next? Let's let Lady Luck decide. Now for go-karts. Where should go-karts have gone? That's a nice little lot of land. Okay, at some point I have to see what this is. This is up there as well. It's like the cube of fun. Actually, you know what? We've got money. Let's see if we can get this built. So we deforest this entire section. Cannot construct this here. And that's one of the biggest problems with these things, that they don't give you flat out information that you need. Good thing we're wealthy. As I had mentioned last stream, welcome back, Training. As I'd mentioned last stream, all these ones that start with the number designation are from the good old games version. They're free to get. They cost money to actually build them in game, of course, but I mean, you don't have to actually pay anything besides just buying the game to get these extra setups unlocked. And it includes ones for things like, well, there's even ones for the monorail, if you just want to plonk down a monorail somewhere without having to actually go through the construction process of it. There we go. Let's see if it permits us now. Let's construct this here. I wonder what it needs. I need to feed and water it? Must construct... Bro! Whoa, whoa, whoa! I think I just found out why this thing costs so much. That was about as straightforward as it could get. Well, we build it, we might as well use it. 1. Gold Games also accepts things like PayPal and the like. Quite frankly, they're a bit of an amazing company as a whole. Also, if you have a debit card, you can surely sign up for it that way as well. So, yeah, we're gonna put a bit of a price on this one. Because I'm guessing even just one circuit on continuous circuit mode is gonna take these guys a while. That's just a brick. I just made the longest brick. Whoever set this up was just cheating. I mean, come on, look at that. Admittedly, what's the excitement again? Gotta wait for test results. Well, the reported excitement of 11. And it took about over 10 grand to make. You just look at this thing, you're instantly happy and thrilled and wanting to race. I'm gonna have to just build 23! I think some of these are just cheating. How do you get an excitement of 23? Well, I know next time what I'm building when I have absurd amounts of money and space. Now everyone's racing. Gonna take them a while. There's the first guy. And they're off! Forever! They're never gonna ever have a break. He's almost halfway done. He's on the way. He's going around the corners. More corners. Cornering some more. I don't know why this is so fun. This would be one of the most tedious courses I'd ever race on. And admittedly, I kind of want to do it just because of the sheer length. Wee! Wah! Whoa! Wah! 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 Alright. He's over 2/3 of the way done. I'm also not adding a queue to this one because go-karts tend to have a very long time to wait to get on them, and it tends to really tick people off unless you make a smaller course, which this is yeah, a smaller course, aka not this. And he's done it. He wins the cup of... Wait, I said one circuit. Where are you going? Number of laps, 1. That was 1 lap. You... Oh, it's in race mode. He's doing his victory... Oh. Continuous circuit. Wait, is that unlimited? I need to find out. If that's unlimited... Oh no. I don't want unlimited for this one. So, how are you guys doing? I'm not busy looking anything up right now. I'm paying full attention to the game, so never mind the clicking of the keyboard you're about to hear. Because I am certainly not looking up information if the cart system... yeah, I mean, I'm totally not looking up if the cart system is unlimited things. Because, no, that'd be cheating. That'd be totally cheating. So, yeah, I'm just watching them race, because it's so amazing. One trick round. Maybe it's done after one done? One and done? Please be one and done? I hope? If not, no one else will be able to ever get on this. I don't want to do race mode, because even at one lap, the winner gets to take a free victory lap. Which is kind of neat, actually, from a park standpoint, is kind of awesome. But when that victory lap doubles the length of time, people are going to have to wait for this nightmare. Okay, good, he's coming to a stop. Oh, it already was at a limit of one lap, and that was too far. As fun as it is, the more laps, the... Oh, yeah, oh, that is... Oh, I'm in love. We're not going to make much off of this because of how long it takes, but we're going to make bank off of this guy. This is our new most famous ride in the park. Roto Drop. This guy is fun. Yeah, sure, let's use the pre-built one. Or not. I think whoever else is listening to OC Remix right now really enjoys their acoustic guitars, judging by how the songs have been voted in as of late. That's why I blame them. It's nice and relaxing. Maybe it's one of you guys. If so, thank you. It's a basic enough spot. And then we build this as high as possible. To the ceiling. Too high. Close enough. That sounds tasty. I want a cookie. Anyone wondering why I'm doing scenery and theming? I'm trying to get one specific thing out of it that I don't think we'll be getting this round, just because it requires a bit of luck. But if we do get it, I'll make sure to brag and show it off. Alright, Roto Drop. To death. I don't care much for free-fall rides myself, like the Walla Belly and such. I don't care much for this. But if there was one I'd want to be on, it's this guy here. Because half the ride is just going up and enjoying the spin. Although we should probably do the usual thing of lots of seats to make sure the barfage is at a minimum. This thing gets a little bit nauseous too. Seats everywhere! You guys aren't wanting to get off, right? Good. Anytime I deal with a slow ride like this, I always worry about, I want to get off, I want to get off. Speaking of, finding it amazing. Awesome! There was someone who briefly couldn't find this place, but he's a loser. Excitement level of 11, you better love this thing. You're never gonna find a better ride in your life. Because apparently doing this continuous loopage over and over and over again for 4 stories is the best thing you can get. No, actually, apparently, whatever... Where was it again? Whatever that is, an excitement rating of 23. What the hey? Actually, this looks like a modified version of that one. Yeah, this is just... Whoever made this added more. Got to figure out what that is sometime. And there goes our guest again. We're at the start of year 3, and we're so close to actually winning this already. And we just started. This is crazy. This is awesome, but this is crazy. And welcome back yet again, training. More scenery and theming. I think when I select more than one, it doesn't just randomly pick from one of the categories, rather it takes the entire list of every object that exists within those categories and randomly picks one of those. Which means if Category A has 10 things and Category B has 3 things, it's not 50-50 if we get Category A or B. You're probably going to get the one that's just got more things left to research. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Still, there's only one theming object I'm really looking forward to. Oh, we're getting close towards year 3. Yes, that's right. Balloons are now free. Everyone can get a balloon. I don't really care if I'm taking a loss on them, because I shall get payment from you one way or the other. The balloon that eats your soul. Okay. So we took up a ludicrous amount of room to build a go-kart. Done. With all these rides around this thing, has this guy gotten any better? I think he's gone up a little bit. We added fries everywhere. Ooh. Boat hire? No, the water's too cluttered. I couldn't actually make it right if I wanted to. Deadly, deadly ghost train. I think those doors are somehow... Oh yeah, that's right. It depends what type of terrain. You can change the type of terrain. Dude, that's the point. Oh! It's simple, but we're gonna maze. Yeah, the side park doesn't have much going on for it. Time to level a hill. Let's make things interesting over here. Behold, the most boring thing on the planet. With its entrance and exit next to each other. I always try to design these things to be fun from my perspective, but I also know when it comes to AI it doesn't matter. So this is still mostly for me, but I like it. At some point in time, I'm gonna have to treat you guys to Star Fox. That's one of those games as a kid I managed to perfect to the nth degree. I'd be interested to see how much my muscle memory retains. Fox, get this guy off me. Duck. Now, don't get me wrong, this thing isn't amazing. No pun intended. But at the same time, I would probably enjoy going through it a bit. But there's a lot of times where it's just sort of a... Nope, 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 nope. Hate this. Don't want it. 0 out of 10. Would not ride again. Oopsie, fine. If you ever want to actually undo a section that you filled by mistake, I believe it's just you have to fill it up entirely. Yep. So, entrance, exit. Exit. You can't build their maze in the way. Exit. Yeah, I mean, that looks fun to me. It's nothing special, but it's something to do. There's a lot of people that just sort of go meh. Oh yes, gotta erase how many people are on it. Always found this amusing. Why it doesn't just default to the max, I do not know. And it's another freebie. Just bring people in the park. So it's been built. Jumping fountains, yes! No more scenery. This is the only scenery object I ever care about. For a raw fact that I am now going to have people loving the scenery of this park. And they are kind of cool. I mean, if we watch what I just built for a moment, get going. They only work on flat terrain, but even boxy flat terrain they work on. Oh, what name is that? Ooh, look, there they go. It actually jumps in between them. Another bit of the amazing coding in this game, where the fountains just jump around and actually interact with the fountains next to them. I love it. It's all these little touches that make this game amazing to me. Fountain, 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 fountain. Fountain, 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 fountain. Fountain, 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 fountain. Fountain? Fountain. Fountain, 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 fountain. We don't need lights, just fountains. Endless fountaining. We're not done till we've fountained the world. Ricky's a good name. More. I think that's enough fountains for now. Wonder if anyone's having thoughts about them yet. Stop feeling sick. The jumping fountains are great. Already it's up there. For some reason, they just bring so much joy to people. So that's all the more for us then. Shop stall. What? Oh. I suppose I did select that. Back to thrill rides. More, evermore. Both the Raven, nevermore. We're just a few guests off our mark. And yep, there's the nice flat line of park rating of 999. Always gotta have that amazing park rating. That doesn't sound very nice. I know dogs like to do a lot of weird things with what they eat. Oh. Well, if your dog is basically cleaning up... There we go. So now there's a handyman in this game that's walking around cleaning out the bins and such. And I don't want to think what he's doing with any Kleenexes he finds, but that's his job now. Hey, Hockey. Welcome to the stream. And not very much, we're building a park. This one started out with the free roller coasters in the middle, and we've added everything around it since. We're coming near the end of the third year, which is when this scenario ends, but we're well on the way to winning, very close to it. We've nearly got the goal amount of guests, and it says a park rating of 600. We've got the maximum of 999. As always, I love making sure my guests are thrilled. Well, before I went live today, I added a little information below, that should be down there, of where you can catch past replays and also my schedule. But I'm set up to do Monday, Wednesday, and Thursdays. Each day at 5 o'clock, different one each day. Like on Wednesdays, or Zen Wednesdays. And on these days, I'm just going to be playing slower games, things that are more fun, like Roller Coaster Tycoon. This is a nice, relaxing game that there's really nothing stressful about. I've never had trouble getting any completion on this. Mondays are mainstream games, a lot of the big titles that are out there, or famous games from old. So it won't just be the latest and greatest things like StarCraft or whatnot. It may sometimes be something like, I'm planning eventually, Final Fantasy VII. That's an old game, but I love it dearly. And Thursdays are Endurance Day, where I pick something that's routinely hard or stressful and just gonna try to muscle through it as best I can. Well, appreciate it. Yeah, well, like I said, I'm pretty much a new streamer, or I've watched a bit. I'm trying to be more or less as professional as I can, but anyone's welcome. And yeah, just the act of watching is enough. That's right, go fix my moneymaker there. I should really build... Pizza stall, yeah, we don't need any more food. Yeah, thrill rides. Pizza, one of my favorite things to sell people. Probably because it's one of my most favorite foods. There's foods that are technically better than it, but from a just pure enjoyment standpoint, pizza is one of my absolute favorites. So simplistic, gets the job done. All the old rides are starting to break down. It's okay, we've got time. And now pizza. I'd agree with that. I prefer this over Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. On a technical level, 3 is a better game. But I just find a lot of the decisions in this one more enjoyable. For instance... Interesting. OC Remix music gives you all sorts of things. But, I prefer Roller Coaster Tycoon 1 because there's a lot... Oh, like fast forward and such. I don't want to use any of that. I just want to play. I just want it to go at its own pace. So this is a game where there is no rushing. There's a lot of waiting, but you will get where you're trying to go in the end. If that makes any sense at all. I ramble a bit. I've only had poutine a few times, and I don't even know if I pronounced it right. But it's an interesting dish. That said, it's hard to find it done right in my area. Helps if I actually open the stalls. So pizza for everyone. And that should hopefully keep people a bit more happy. What ride next? We don't know. Just a little bit under the people. One decent ride will probably be enough to bring them in. Oh! Pardon me for a second, I just noticed it's cutting off the bottom of the messages. Give me a second here to adjust the overlay slightly. Sorry about that. I gotta make sure everything is nice and seen. There we go. It's made the text a little bit squished, but it's better that it's visible than not. Yeah, sandbox mode is definitely kind of awesome. What? Leaving? No, we don't want leaving. No. What do I have to do for you people? Gravitron. That'll be an easy one to plonk down. So wallets, we're on the way. What to build, what to build, what to build. Ghost Train's getting tempting for their all sake it exists, and it would be a ride. Well, let's do this. That is something that's a little bit annoying to be missing out of here, but I still prefer the managing aspect. Having been on pretty much every ride I've ever built in this game in real life, it can't compare. It's just one of those things where the real life version has ruined me. There we go. What is this? Huh. Interesting, because I don't think this is a... Is this a remix? Huh. Yeah, I think it is. This is a game that I remember having come out not too long ago, though, which is why I'm surprised there's a remix of it already. Most games are, of course, the older kind. It should. That's my understanding of it. If it doesn't, blame Twitch. I swear, I'll try to make it as easy as possible. I need to also get used to updating my Twitter when I go live, just so everyone can make sure whether Twitch is on the ball or not. That's honestly not up to me when it comes to that. I would love to be more, obviously more noticed around here. Who wouldn't? But really what it comes down to is, the more people that follow me, the more people that watch me, the more Twitch promotes my channel. It's sort of a self-filtering system. Make sure that the channels that are interesting or put effort out are the ones that keep getting attention, but makes it hard when you're a newly startup like me. I do? If that is the case, and I haven't done it, I'm sorry. I'll definitely take care of it as soon as I'm off the stream. I'll look a little bit more into that. I thought it just happened whenever I came online. But that would be good to know one way or the other for obvious reasons. It would be a shame to have you guys following me and me not doing my part to try to make it easier for you. I would certainly hope. If I don't show up, I'm gonna be a little bit annoyed. Kinda defeats the search system if it doesn't work. Oh, I see. Okay, I was gonna say, because I could have sworn it did it automatically, but I am, like I said, I'm rather new to this. So I'm definitely hoping I'm doing it right, but there's no promises. Yeah, vintage. We're going with vintage cars. I like vintage. It's more classy that way. No maximum. We're waiting for full loads each time. Well, even if it is supposedly the viewer, I'll double check my end. I want to make sure, like I said, that everyone can see me if possible. Ooh, Mario Kart. I think I'll hook my Wii U up to my capture card some point and just play through a bit of that. Something so grand about that game, even if it does destroy friendships. That was a haunted house breakdown. Tomorrow, to be 100% honest, am not completely sure. I have to look through my games. I'm thinking FTL, which is a really nasty roguelike, but I've played that thing to such extremes by now. Possibly Don't Starve. I haven't done that one in a little while. I might do more Teleglitch. I mean, what sort of games would you like to see me play? Would you like to see something incredibly brutal? I actually don't own Advanced Warfare. Not much into first-person shooters. The most I tend to do in that regards is, forgotten the name of the most common first-person shooter. Team Fortress 2. I don't have it for console. I'm waiting for it to come out on PC. I am positive when it comes out on PC that I'll stream a bit of it at least. It's one of those games where you have to. I think what I'd do is, I'd do the single player by myself, and I would probably do multiplayer on Grand Theft Auto, just because it is a grand game in that sense. There's a list. I'm primarily a PC gamer. I've got well over 100 games in my Steam library. I'm a massive nerd. I've got a lot of the classic consoles, and I got a machine that can emulate things quite well for the games that I own but can't really stream. The short of it is, if there's enough of demand, I can do it. That said, I'm not at the point yet where I can really go out and buy a game just for streaming purposes. I think I'd have to get a bit more popular to make that work for me. 3D cinema. That'll be a good one. Ooh, we're coming close to the time limit. Anything people can play about? I wanna go home, good value, good value, good value. Well, that looks like a well-used ride. I may see how much farther I can get. I mean, I managed to make a new high last time. I do own Dark Souls, and I've actually never played it, and well, that's probably a game I'd do for mainstream Mondays. I might do it. That's a bit of a question there, Hockey. My streams have varied between lower end of 2.5. Actually, I think the lowest I've done so far is 3 hours. to 5, and I'm probably going to keep going between that limit. It really depends. For instance, when this scenario is done, I might do a little bit of the next one, but probably not too much. Just because I've already been on for nearly 3 hours at this point. And any more than 3 hours, you start getting burned out, unless you're doing an endurance stream, in which case you get burned out and then just become very, well, people start laughing at you rather than with you. Why are now more people coming in? Alright, let's see what sort of pre-builds we have for this. Is there any that are tiny? Yeah, this one's small. We might be able to just plop this down somewhere and that should get enough people in. Possibly. I'm wanting to keep Mainstream Mondays a bit flexible, but I could do a bit more curveball. Now, what I think I'm going to be doing, because Roller Coaster Tycoon is going to take forever to go through on its own, I think I'm going to mix up every other week. I'm going to alternate what I play on today. Hey, that one works just fine. But every other week I'm going to change what I'm playing on, well, Zen Wednesdays, just because I would like to mix it up. I'd like to do different things, but I'm still gonna alternate. I'm gonna play this, something else, back to this, something else, and just keep doing that over and over again until we beat this and move on to something else, or we find something we just want to grind through, in which case I'll still eventually come back to this. I figured this would be a good game to make a staple for the series. There we go. Roller coasters always bring in people. And a 3D cinema. All the more. A minor thing as well, if you miss a stream but want to see, I do try to edit out the breaks and most of the opening when putting it up on YouTube. I think it'd be best if we build our way towards Roller Coaster Tycoon 3. It's a good game, yes, but it's one of those games that you respect even more once you've realized how much of it comes from a game that was built years and years and years ago. Although maybe one week we'll just deviate to quickly play it. Ooh, where should we put the cinema? Probably a good idea on this side of things. Build more attention to this part of the park. Death parks, they're always a bit too easy. Admittedly, there would be a challenge in its own right. Make a park that you're constantly killing people and still complete the objective, because nothing ruins your chances of victory like mass murder. I can't imagine why. It's like killing everyone just causes everyone to get ticked at you. Never could figure that out, it just seems so odd. And more jumping fountains, because. So right now what we're actually encountering with the lack of guests and such is a bit of a 1-2 punch. It really comes down to we don't have enough newer rides, and the ones that we're bringing in lots of people, well, most notably our free starting roller coasters, are now considered out of date, so people aren't coming in for that anymore, despite their queue lines being completely full. So it's one of those things where it's rather silly, but we have a conflict that we have to fight through. Also why I tend to prefer enjoying building my rides from the ground up on a more less finicky park. This roller coaster is really sprawled out, and while they're good, they're definitely bringing in money. It's taking up, well, pretty much that entire section of the park is lost to me. And the hills made it a bit of a pain to build elsewhere. We're definitely not in any trouble though. Worst comes to worst, I'll pull out the advertising budget and we'll be safe. And heck, there! We are now guaranteed victory. All the rides are full. All as full as can be. More filling, can't afford. Let's lower the price, just see if we can get more people riding it at a time. Now, while I'm still trying to work out what I want to play for tomorrow, I will say I've decided already that I'm going to do a full playthrough of Portal on Monday, and very likely get into Portal 2 a bit. Just because Portal itself is a very brief game once you've played it a little bit. But at the same time, they're so fun. Both the first and the second one. And it's the sort of game as well that if you haven't played it before, you're in for such a treat. Actually, I was gonna say, well, don't have the space for it, but you may be onto something there. This thing doesn't have at any point a spot where it makes enough speed for a loop. But yeah, that might do it. Keeping rides fresh tends to give you a lot of attention, and the best way to do that is minor changes. Let's see if we can pull this off. So they're up there, they shoot down there, they shoot up there. So they go down here. Time for masked adjustment. And just to be safe, I don't like using marketing campaigns most of the time because they give you short-term success at the expense of long-term success. But, Go-karts, yeah, everyone loves the go-karts. No, seriously, they love the go-karts. Free pizza. Wish I could get pizza for $1, that'd be amazing. The advertising campaign, the carts again. They're so amazing. You get free coupons for them. Enjoy the carts. Love the carts. Be the carts. There we go. I just assured us victory. And vertical right. Yay, that worked. Nope, that's not you. That's you, okay. So while we're making sure that this one can make it, let's start working on the next. Take it easy, Zach. Thanks for coming by. Ooh, how am I gonna pull this off? I'll look forward to seeing you there. There we go. Oh, sweet. I think that works for all of them. Sorry about being silent there, just a lot of brain was thinking at the same time. But I think two of them now have a loop, and the third one just might be outrunning them. And if we're going to test them, we might as well test them right. All simultaneously launching. If they're slightly desynced, I'm not going to worry about that, but I would like them correctly. Yeah, ran out of rides. I built that, right? Yes. Garbage-on. Yes, 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 yes. There's a bit of a cheat I can use if things are looking really bad. I'm gonna try to avoid doing so for obvious reasons, but yes, they get the loops. They go up and over. Oh, it's a bit of a tight fit, but they work. And if I had more time, I'd really take it on the middle one to try and match him up better with the sides. But it works! Thank you for the idea, training. We now have looping roller coasters. Which, judging by the crowds, they like. What's old is new again. Of course, the real challenge is going to be seeing what happens when they're full up, but we got a good start on this. And what day is it? 10th. We're not even halfway through October. Oh yeah, we nailed this. Waiting for permission to depart. Waiting for passengers to get in. Waiting for permission to depart. And there's our victory amount. Part of the reason why I don't like using advertising campaigns is they actually tend to cause your park happiness rating to go down. Mostly because it puts too many people in the park for the park's ecosystem of sorts to handle. Alright, so let's watch these trains once more. Because a full train, or mostly full train, is really where the worry comes in. Like I said, the physics of this game, while very impressive how much they introduced and implemented, can also screw with you sometimes. Especially when it comes to loops. Probably just add a booster onto each of those to catch them up. Because yeah, those loops took a lot out of them. You know what? We have this. By double pressing the red button, the close button, it instantly takes the cars off the tracks. It only doesn't work if it's broken down. There we go. Small booster. Because that loop takes a bit out of them, but hopefully that booster will give it right back. As it starts to rain. Of course you start to rain. Rain on my parade. Wooden Twister roller coaster. If we had unlocked that earlier, I would have definitely built one. But it's fun. It's where rolling roller coaster is mostly ups and downs. The Twister actually does a lot of weird twisty stuff. And ooh, the bobsled roller coaster. That's going to be a surprise for another week. That's one I want to show off, and also how evil it can be. The bobsled roller coaster is deceptively easy to kill people with. It's sort of like the water slide in that regards. I have money. Campaign. There we go. Campaign. Pizzas again. Pizzas for everyone. Campaign. Then where's that advertising campaign coming to finish up? Oh yeah, that made them catch up nicely. They're near equals now. They actually handled the remaining parts of their track quite well. I'm just going to zoom out for no reason at all as we come to the end of the year, as everyone with their free balloons are walking around. Yep, certainly no reason at all for it. Not like I'm waiting for all their balloons to go flying. That's beautiful to see. Balloons, balloons everywhere. I'll zoom in, try this as far as I can zoom in. But all the balloons in the air, everyone's just let go of them. You can click and pop them. It's probably near impossible to see, but the reason why the balloons go flying is it's the guests clapping and cheering for me. It's kind of interesting, like, your boss has now officially succeeded in ruining the park. So, grand success there. And let's just have a sneak peek of 2 weeks from now. Because like I said, I'm picking something else next week. It's going to be another relaxing game. Not 100% sure, but I think I've got a feeling. There's a few different options. So, Canary Mines. This one is interesting. You have real estate, but half of it is underground. It's our challenge next week. But for now, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for all the new people that have shown up. And hope everyone takes care, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll figure something out. Bare minimum will be teleglitch, but I might pull something new. Alright, take care until next time. Bye everyone.